go ahead and taste it. Whoa, man, this gets better and better and better every single time I have it. Welcome to Whiskey is a Journey. My name is Peter Fasciano, and this is my journey. Today, we're heading up to Seattle, Washington to take a look at Westland. So let's go ahead and pour it, nose it, taste it, talk about it. I guess this is a good time as any. If you guys are interested in joining me in my journey, why don't you go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you're not already. If you know somebody in the whiskey world that would be interested in this content, why don't you go ahead and share it with them. Post some comments down below if you are familiar with any of the whiskeys I have reviewed up to this point, and join me. Let's have a good time with this one. All right, so jumping right into this whiskey, like I had mentioned before, this is a single malt American style whiskey. Westland were the founders, one of the founders of the American Single Malt Whiskey Commission. So the master distiller, Matt Hoffman, is one of the co-owners. The other co-owner, the name is slipping my mind. I don't necessarily know if he stuck around before or after the sale of the company to Remy, is it Contru? I don't know exactly how to pronounce that. But this is coming in at about $60, 46 ABV, non-chill filtered, natural color. This is saying that it's aged a minimum of 3 years. And before I get into giving my nosing notes and tasting notes, American single malts have been around for a little bit now, for about 10 years or so. Some have been around since 1983. So I'm wondering if American single malts are going to eventually start coming out with age statement single malts. I don't know if the climate of the United States, at least the southern portions of the United States, are able to keep them in the barrels long enough to actually put an age statement. I know the northern states, like Washington and Oregon, might be able to. So I'm wondering if they're going to start producing or putting out age statements, because I think they're getting to the point now, 10 years and beyond, of production. All right, so now on the nose in this is very sweet. This has it's tough for me to describe this, but it has a creaminess smell to it on the sweeter side, like a sweet cream. Some of the fruits that I'm getting are not necessarily those dark fruits like I had with the Balcones single malt. I'm getting more of the lighter fruits, maybe peaches and pear, maybe a little bit of an apple. Still can't figure out whether it's green apple or red apple. Let's go ahead and give this a taste. Oh man, that is really good. That just coats your tongue with an initial sweetness and a creaminess. There's no sharp edges to this. The finish is very, very pleasant. Nothing very harsh. The 46, non-chill filtered, it just kind of coats your tongue and kind of sticks there. This is very good. And it's so much different than the Balcones single malt. Two totally different whiskeys. And this, I got to tell you, that impression that I get, that sweetness, the smoothness, the no harsh edges, the well-balanced, this comes across as a very pleasant, easy drinking whiskey. Whoa, man. This gets better and better and better every single time I have it. Now, talking a little bit about Westland itself. After they were sold, their marketing department is knocking it out of the park. And I'm going to go ahead and just run through the website for you really quick. I'm going to leave the link down below. Go ahead and check it out. They've got some videos on there that talk about their flagship single malt. They have a video. They have their Outpost range, and they also have their Heritage collection. And they have small little clips of each one. Very heart-stirring, very emotional, very nature-related. Taking a look at this, the single malt is saying that they have 5 different casks that are using to produce this. It looks like they have a Cooper's Reserve New American Oak, Cooper's Reserve Used American Oak. They have First Fill X Bourbon, First Fill X Oloroso, and Second Fill X Oloroso. And then also in their mash bill, in their malt bill, it looks like they're using 6 different types of malt. They have a Washington Select Pale Malt, Munich Malt, Extra Special Malt, Pale Chocolate Malt, Brown Malt, and the Baird's Heavily Peated Malt. Now, They're saying that they are using the peated malt, but I'm not really necessarily getting any smoke or any peat on this. So this just might just be an extra added layer, but it's not really necessarily on the peated side. So that malt mash bill that's used, I guess the malt is coming out. Maybe that's a smell that I'm not necessarily recognizing. I get the oak influence, the barrel influence, and also the malt. Those two things, just like most of the other dark fruits, they all seem to kind of lump together, and I'm still having a hard time separating the difference between the barrel influence and then the malt itself. I'm getting a dusty kind of flavor either on the nose and on the palate, and then maybe a little bit of a bitterness. Bitterness is actually too harsh. It's not really a bitterness, but it's a slight little tang. And maybe that's the barrel and not the malt. And then the dusty notes that I'm getting is the malt. Again, if you guys know the difference between a malt note and an oak note, leave it in the comments below. But I'm leaning more towards the dustiness is the malt, and then the tanginess is the oak influence or the barrel influence. Let's go ahead and go for a second taste. Yeah, this is fantastic. Let me go ahead and add a little bit of water to this. I don't really think that it needs water, but just for consistency, since I've added water to all the others, let's go ahead and add water to this one. Typically, water is going to open it up a little bit more. I'm going to give you a little bit different notes, maybe stronger notes of something that you had originally, and maybe other things are going to disappear. So I'm still getting that sweet cream coming through. The apple note is still there. Let's go ahead and taste it. And I know I'm supposed to be, letting this soak in and have the water do its thing. But in essence of time, yeah, the water killed it. It dulled everything. This is definitely something that I wouldn't add water to, or at least not as much as I did. And most whiskeys that you're going to encounter, you're going to have to figure out the way that you're going to want to drink them. Drink them neat, drink them with a little water, drink them cooled down, drink them with a ice cube in it. It's going to be completely up to you. If you're new to whiskeys, that's one of the things that I did to make sure that I'm getting the most out of the whiskey. Your initial blast of ethanol kind of kills everything. After you drink the alcohol for, a week or two, a month or two, a couple of months, your body starts to get used to that alcohol being there. And then you can start picking out more of the sweetness, the spiciness, oakiness, the barrel influence, the subtleties of it. I'm not there picking out the specifics of it, but I am definitely past that initial alcohol burn. And I'm starting to definitely figure out that there is a major difference between different whiskeys, whether it be a bourbon, a rye, a Japanese, a single pot still Irish, a single malt Irish, an American single malt, or just American whiskeys. As you can, I don't know if you guys can see it, but I don't know if the term is whiskey promiscuous. I am definitely keeping everything open. I'm just going down the single malt route right now. So one last sip. The sweetness is still there. It just dumbed down a little bit and kind of just flattened it out. The aftertaste, the finish, is still a little bit sticky. It's not as pleasant. I'm getting a little bit more of a bitterness or a bite. It was much better without the water. It's still a very good tasting whiskey. I'd be interested in actually throwing these things into a blind, all of the American whiskeys, all of the American single malts that I've done, and do a blind taste and see, because my favorite whiskey is usually the one that I'm drinking at the moment. So I'm wondering how these things would stack up in a blind. If that's something that you guys would be interested in seeing, let me know in the comments down below. All right, this is definitely a keeper for me. If you guys are interested in American single malts, definitely give this one a try. Enjoy your journey. If you are familiar with this whiskey, put some comments down below. If you know anybody in the whiskey world that would be interested in this video, go ahead and share this video with them. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. Comment down below. Give me a like if you feel like it. Enjoy your journey. We'll see you guys next time. Bye. I'm going to sip on this one a little longer. I like it. I'm not just going to drink it. Well, I am going to drink it, but I'm not going to drink it very fast. We'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.